Welcome to this lecture on using the Media Widget in iBooks Author. With the Media Widget, you can easily add a video or an audio file to your book. And we're going to start by adding a video to our project file and then an audio. And we're going to do this in the Culture and Tourism section. So I'm just going to go to page 25 where I have some text, and what I want to do is I want to include a video on this page. One way that I can add a widget to my page, of course, is by selecting the widget pop-up from the toolbar. I can also go to my insert menu, go to widget, and then select media as the widget type. I'll go ahead and do that. And you can see when I bring that onto my page, it just drops it into the middle of the page, and I can move it around and position it wherever I want. Maybe I want this to maybe show up right here. That looks good. And then in order to add the video or the audio, I simply go to my Finder, and you'll notice in your exercise files you actually have a folder called Widget Video. You can select the video file here, which is an MOV file, and simply drag and drop it onto the iBooks Author page. Now, you'll recall from when we tried to add video to the intro media section of this book that iBooks Author went through an optimization process. So it's doing that here again. If you have a longer video, this might take some time, and you can just move on and do something else in your book while this is going through this optimization process. But generally it shouldn't take too long, and once it's done, we can move forward. Now, just like any other widget, you have the ability to customize the look and feel and how this interacts, or what kind of interaction this allows a reader to have. And the way we can access those properties is by going to our inspector, and then again just going to the widget inspector again. You can see we've got those same interaction and layout tabs. Under interaction, the first thing that it wants us to select is whether this will play on the page itself when a reader is looking at this book, or when they hit the play button, will it just go full screen. Now, if you don't select play full screen, a reader can still pinch and zoom to play in full screen, but it just depends on what the default value you want to have. You can have this video play automatically. Generally, I don't like when videos play automatically, but that's your personal preference. You can also set the poster frame simply by scrubbing through the video and finding the right frame that you want to use as the poster image that's displayed on the page. You can also choose to repeat. In this case, this option is not available to us because this is a video rather than an audio file. And then we can go to the layouts panel, and you can see we've got the same type of options we did with an image gallery, where we can choose to specify where the title appears and the caption appears. We can choose to include or exclude these items from the widget, and then we can also choose to include a background like we did the last time and choose the margins. And of course, you can add your own accessibility description. In my case, I'm just going to say this is New York City at night. And as I'm doing that, you can see that it's actually already added that description under accessibility description. And maybe I don't want a caption for this particular video. Now you can actually manipulate these elements by freehand a little bit in some cases. So you can move things around if you really want to. So for example, I can maybe make this a little bit tighter, right? Just by manipulating the overall size of the widget, and then I can reposition this where I want, right at the top. Okay, so that's how you would go about adding a video. Of course, if you want to manipulate the background, you can go to the graphic inspector and change the color fill, change the stroke, and so forth. Now let's work on our audio. Now the way that we brought in this video file was we dropped a widget in place first, and then we dropped the video file onto the widget. That's one way you can do that. Another more direct way would be to simply grab the media file and then just drag it onto your iBooks Author page. And the same as video, audio files need to be optimized as well. And that's really all there is to adding an audio file. We can position it wherever we want. We go to our widget inspector, we can see that we have some options for how our reader will interact with this element. So do we want to have a button? Do we want to have a scrubber bar that somebody goes through? Or maybe we want to have an image. I'll go ahead and use an image. And I do actually have an image here. This happens to be, I think, an audio recording of Times Square, so let's change that. Times Square. Type. Okay. So that's my audio. Again, if I go back to interaction, I can choose to loop this audio if I wanted to. I can go to layout, and again, very similar to the other widgets, we have the ability to change the layout and the information that we're including with this widget. Okay, so let's just do a quick preview of what we have so far. What I'm going to do is go to the File menu, and I'm going to preview the current section only. So it's going to just publish chapter 4 and then open that up in iBooks for me. Okay, so it's gone ahead and done that, and we can see that if I hit the play button, my video is going to play. If I do a pinch and zoom, it's going to go full screen, and I've got my audio file here. If I click on it, okay, it has some ambient street noise from Times Square. Okay, so that seems to work fairly well, and I can come back in. Now in this case, I actually decided that I don't want to have an image. Maybe I want to just have a button that people can click on to play and click on to pause. And I can make those types of adjustments, and then I'm ready to move on to the next step. Okay, well that concludes our lecture on using the media widget.